Hi to those who have joined. As you can see, I'm just going for a walk and it's very peaceful. The sun is just rising. I've seen a few pheasant, a few pigeons. There's a hare over there running around. When I walked here yesterday, I saw a couple of deer. So it's very nice. There's a lake over there. You can probably hear the noise of the motorway nearby. It's a very lovely part of the world, little corner of the world. So I hope you're all having a good day. Yeah, I like nature as well. I think almost everyone likes nature, but it's very easy to get distracted by things like YouTube and I'm not saying YouTube's bad. I like YouTube as well. But I think, it's nice on YouTube to see nature as well. Not just crazy cat videos, which I suppose are nature as well. I'll probably go down to the lake in a minute. Oh, it'd be cool to go to space, yeah. And then you'd be able to see it all. You'd be able to see all the nature, just in one fell swoop. That'd be pretty cool. Why can't we go to space? Because we're not trillionaires. If you had the money, you could go to space, you could be a space tourist. Maybe if Elon Musk gave you some money, you could go on holiday to space, like Katy Perry did. Yeah, it'd be amazing. I mean, because of light pollution, we don't often see the planets from Earth. So if we actually went to space, we'd be able to see the planets much more clearly. And it is absolutely amazing. Yeah, maybe you'll be the first to colonise Mars for a minute. So I'm in the sun now. I was in the shade before, but I've got into the sunshine, which is lovely. You can see my shadow. Give you a little wave by my shadow. So yeah, there's obviously, I don't know whether Pluto counts as a planet nowadays. Maybe, I think it's just a planetoid. It's a bit small. Earth from space would be amazing. Just to see where you're from in a very kind of tiny way. Because Earth, in the grand scheme of things, is very tiny, which is just amazing that, there's a quote from the Bible which says, "The heavens declare the glory of God." It's very glorious, is the universe. And it's not just an accident, I don't think. I think the universe is telling us that God is great because he just spoke it into being. It took him a week. It could have taken a second. It could have taken billions of years. But I think he just took a week. So I think round the corner you'll be able to see the lake a bit better. I might go down to the lake. It's very early here in the UK, but it's almost warm enough to go paddling in the water. I could almost take my shoes and socks off and go for a little paddle in the water. But I probably won't. It looks quite clean, but I'm not going to risk it. There's lots of swans and ducks. Yeah, of course. I think most people admit there's a creator or a god or something that started everything off. In fact, the Bible says that the fool says in their heart that there is no God. It's quite foolish to think it's all just a big accident, all this beauty that God's made. Yeah, I mean, obviously the world is not as it is meant to be, but that's really because we've messed it up, basically. Yeah, the killer whale is a cool animal, the orca, as they often call it. Very, very intelligent. And we do have them, I think in the winter months or the summer months in the very north of Scotland. We get orca coming down from like the Arctic to swim around and hunt around the north of Scotland. Yeah, I saw a documentary about it once with a guy called Sir David Attenborough. Oh dear, there's a bit of rubbish. It's not much rubbish, but there's a bit of car or something there. Never mind. Thankfully, there's not much rubbish around here, so it's quite pleasant. There's a few signs dotted around saying, please pick up your rubbish. I think most people have made a note of that. Oh, a bit more rubbish, but there seems to be just little shards of car dotted around, which is a bit strange. But anyway, that's by the by. So I'm coming up towards the motorway, so it's getting a bit noisy near all the cars and lorries. Nice bench here in memory of someone who died. He wasn't much older than me. He died young, I don't know how. But there's a bench to commemorate him that his family have put up in his honour. So we'll have a look at that bench and then I might head back, to be honest. There's a river of some description with some, I don't know if you can see the ducks and such like in there. I'm not sure I can walk down to there. It looks a bit of a scramble. Hello and welcome to this live stream of the countryside. Got a lake to my right. You can't really see it behind the trees. Got a river to my left, which you can just about make out. There are some ducks in there which you can't really see from here. Hi to those who've just joined. Welcome to my live stream. There's my shadow waving at you. And I'm just going around the countryside. There's a river to my left. There's a lake to my right, but you can't really see it behind the trees. There's a motorway up ahead, which is why it's so noisy. I'm coming up to a bench, which is commemoration of someone who died who wasn't much older than me. And his family have put a bench up in his honour. I can see it in the distance, but I think on my screen it's too small to make out. I could probably zoom in so you can see the bench, but I'm walking up to it anyway, along the path. I think I can see a heron flying along the river. Very big kind of carnivorous birds that eat fish and stuff. And the bench is just around the corner with a lovely view of the lake. There's a lake to my right, river to my left. Motorway up ahead, you can't really see it, but you can probably hear it. I think that might be a heron flying overhead, but again on my screen, my little phone, don't think you can quite make it out. But here we are, it's a beautiful day here in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. It's already quite warm, very sunny. So we're having a bit of a heat wave here in the UK. I don't know what it's like where you are in the world, but it's pretty warm here already. It is, let me just check the time. Yeah, it's just gone 6 in the morning here in the UK, and it's already warm. It's going to be another scorcher. So I think you can see the lake now. I'm coming round, we're going to get a nice view of the lake. I'm going to go down to that bench that you can almost make out now on the screen, in the middle of the screen. I'm going to go down to the bench, have a look at the lake. I'll probably walk right down to the lake, but I'm probably not going to paddle in the lake. I'm not going to take my shoes and socks off and have a little dip. I'm just going for a walk before work, so I'm not going to bother pretending I'm on my holidays, even though it feels like it this morning, with it being so beautiful. So we're just coming round now to the bench, overlooking a beautiful lake with lots of birds swimming around, lots of ducks and geese and swans. Hi from Australia. G'day, mate. Sorry about my terrible accent. But it's probably evening there, isn't it, in Australia? But it is early morning here. So it's 6 in the morning here, it's probably about 6 in the evening there in Australia. It's probably winter as well in Australia. But it's very much summer here. Very, very warm. So there's a bench here which is very sad. I'm going to honour this person who's died because that's what his family have done. They've given him a bench. He was not much older than me when he died. I don't know how he died. But it's quite a nice bench actually. Quite a nice memorial to him. So look, there's the bench. And it's in, I might not read it, it's just to respect him. But it's a guy who died, who wasn't much older than me, and his family put a bench up in his honour. Oh, it's only 3 p.m. in Australia. Yeah, it might be 6 p.m. in New Zealand, maybe. So we're going down to the lake now. There's still early morning dew on the grass, so my shoes are getting wet. Just about make out my wet shoes. I'm not going to take my shoes and socks off. Oh wow, there's like mist on the water. Like it's like that song by Deep. Who was it? Smoke on the Water. That rock song. It's absolutely beautiful, actually. Sun is rising. Birds are flying away from me because they're scared. I'm not going to paddle. It's warm enough really, but I'm off to work soon, so I'm not going to bother. Go for a little walk along the river, the lake even. See, it'd be a nice place for a barbecue actually. You just put a barbecue up there and then just look out across the lake. It's a bit early for a barbecue at 6 in the morning. So straight ahead is a motorway, that's what the noise is. There's my shadow. There's me waving at you. I'm going to head up to the bench and then we're going to loop back round. Now yesterday when I walked around here I saw a couple of deer. So that was really nice, just jumping around a field, running away from me. And I've seen pheasant, I've seen pigeons, I've seen squirrels, hares, rabbits, a few insects as well to be honest, but that's by the by. Head back up to the bench and then loop on round. Hope it's a nice day where you are. Obviously a bit wintry in Australia, but never mind. I kind of feel like seasons all have their place. I feel like every time a season rolls around, I'm kind of ready for it. It's like when summer's over, which is going to be a while yet, I'll be ready for autumn. I'll be ready for some cooler days and some longer nights after the exhaustion of the heat of summer. But I'm enjoying it while it lasts. Because in the UK, generally, we have pretty mild weather. It doesn't get too hot. I mean, we are having a bit of a heat wave at the moment. So today it's probably going to get to about 30 Celsius, which is probably about 90 Fahrenheit or something. There's a crow. It's probably going to fly away from me. There it goes. I don't know if the Australian's still here, but I remember hearing an Aborigine story about how to cook a crow. So what you do is you put a crow and a stone in a boiling pot. Now when the stone is soft, you throw the crow away and you eat the stone. That is apparently how to cook a crow. Now I think what the Aborigines are actually saying is that crows are not edible. Stones are more edible than crows apparently. I've never tried to eat a crow, but I can imagine they're not very tasty. I just blew a fly off my arm. That's why you'd probably just heard me blowing like that. So I'm heading back round now into the sun. So it's a bit bright, but we've got a river, I think, to my right. I think it might be the River Aire, which runs through Leeds, because I'm near Leeds in the north of England. And we've got Rothwell Country Park nearby. Got Temple Newsam also nearby. good morning or afternoon or evening to the person who's just joined. I'm just going for a walk, just walking around a lake here in the north of England on a very warm morning here. It's just gone 6 in the morning. Good morning to the person who's just joined. I'm just going for a walk here in the north of England. It's just gone 6 in the morning. I can see some geese swimming quite fast down the river, but you probably can't see on my little phone screen. But you can probably make out the river. There's lots of wild fowl in the river, little birds. If I shut up, you can probably hear the birds singing. You can probably also hear the noise of the M1 motorway, which runs up the spine of England in the background. I'm walking away from that now. Kind of walking into the sun. So as you can see, it's a very bright day here in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Yesterday when I walked around here, about the same time, I saw a couple of deer running around the field up ahead and running away from me, really. But I think they're keeping a wide berth today. I haven't seen them. There's some woods up ahead, which I think the deer like to hide in. So a duck just flutter away, lots of geese. I hope it's a nice day where you are. I hope you're enjoying this vicarious walk around a lake with the wonders of modern technology. You can imagine you're not sat watching YouTube, you're walking around a lake, which is quite pleasant. It's quite warm already. I should have sun cream for later on when it gets to like 30 degrees Celsius, which is about 90 odd degrees Fahrenheit probably. But it is a lovely day. It's a very English thing to complain about the weather, but I'm trying not to. I'm trying to be positive, trying not to get sunburnt. Got my peaked cap on to stop me getting sunburnt. And just walking into the sun. You've got the river to the right, the lake to the left, which you can just make out behind the trees. You can actually hear a train to my right, so that must be near a train track, obviously, coming past. Probably going to Leeds, a city in the north of England, which is kind of near where I am right now, kind of on the outskirts of Leeds, which is one of the biggest cities in the United Kingdom, depending on how you measure it. Because as with most cities in the world, Leeds has kind of swallowed up a lot of surrounding communities, just in the urban sprawl. So depends how you measure it, really. Coming up to a field, very nice, where the deer were yesterday. Got the river to the right, the lake to the left with loads of swans in actually, which is lovely. I'm not sure whether there's a way down to the lake at this point, and there's a bit of mist on the water, which makes it very atmospheric. I don't know if the camera's really picking it up, but it does look very atmospheric with the mist on the water. There's a sign there which I think says, "Don't swim because you'll drown," or something. Apparently it's been an outbreak of avian flu around here. Please keep to the footpath, keep out of the lake. So I should probably avoid that. Bit of rubbish, sadly, on the ground there. Someone's not picked up the rubbish and taken it home. But never mind. I'm just going for a walk before work. I should probably, let's see what time it is. I'm going to have to get going soon. Yeah, time is marching on. I'm going to head back now shortly and get on with my working day. Hopefully it doesn't get too hot for me. Out delivering appliances to customers. So I hope you're having a good day or afternoon or evening or wherever, night or whatever it is where you are. just walking into the sun now, so it's very bright. I'm not sure whether visibility is particularly good for you, but it's nice for me. It's very pleasant. So I just wanted to give you the opportunity to kind of vicariously go for a walk around a lake this morning, or afternoon, or evening, or night, wherever it is, whatever it is where you are. I've seen some hares around here. I've seen some pheasant. So we might see a bit more nature as we go around. We're going to go into the woods. We're going to go through some trees. It'll be a bit more shaded, a bit less bright, probably a bit more visible for you to see what's going on. I think that's a train line over to my right. You've got the lake to my left. If I shut up, you can hear the birds sing, which is lovely. The dawn chorus, as it were. But the sun has well and truly risen. Gone 6 in the morning here in England. And we're just heading into the shade, which should be quite pleasant because it is getting quite warm. It's getting a little bit sweaty. So I'm going to have to put some deodorant on when I get back to my car and head on to work. You can actually get an app for your phone which tells you what bird is singing. If you just hold your phone up to hear the bird singing, it will say what kind of bird is singing. It's probably a blackbird here in the UK, but I couldn't say for sure because I haven't got the app open to tell me one way or the other. So we're entering the shade now. The sun is behind the trees. Oh, I can see some deer. You probably can't see. There's 2 deer jumping away from me near the trees. They're just going across the path now, just going up into the trees. I think you'll probably have to take my word for it, but they've run away. They're scared of me, understandably, because venison is very tasty. I wouldn't mind a bit of venison. We had someone from Australia on earlier, and I passed through Australia once on my way to New Zealand. And New Zealand, they actually farm, so they have like deer in fields, kind of livestock. And venison is relatively cheap in New Zealand, whereas in the UK it's kind of a wild animal, just occasionally gets shot for food. So in the UK, venison is a very expensive meat, but in New Zealand it's relatively cheap and very tasty, very rich red meat. But they are lovely animals, aren't they, deer? You don't really, if you've seen a film Bambi, the Disney film, the very old film, you probably don't want to be eating venison because you feel sorry for the deer. But it's quite pleasant now in the shade. You see the sun over there and the lake is behind those trees there. We're coming into the woods now, entering the woods. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all having a good day, enjoying the walk this morning. Yeah, the deer just ran up into the woods there. Can't really see them anymore. I think they've gone over the brow of the hill. Understandably, they're scared of me. But I won't hold it against them. I think they went up this path. But they probably didn't stick to the path like us humans are meant to. One day I'll go up that path, but it's very steep. I can't really be bothered now. I need to start heading back to my car and getting on with work. But yeah, it's been a lovely walk. It's starting to draw to a close now, but I've really enjoyed it. It's very pleasant in the trees as well on a hot day. They provide some shade. We'll get some dappled sunlight later. I can see my own footprints because not many people walk this path, which is a real shame because it's near a service station here in the UK. So a lot of people park up at the service station, get some snacks or whatever, go to the bathroom, but they don't take 20 minutes to walk around a lake, which is their loss because it's very beautiful. So we'll let them off, we won't hold it against them. I'm just mindful to not just constantly talk so that you can hear a bit of what I can hear. the singing of birds, the buzz of the traffic of the M1 motorway here in the UK that runs across the spine of England. But it is very scenic, as you can see. It's very beautiful. We've got silver birch to my right. Several silver birch, really. So, hope you're all having a good day, those who are here. Enjoying the walk. Or good night if it's very late where you are, I don't know. With the time difference with the UK, depending on where you are. There's a little path there, probably down to the lake, which is very inviting, but it's a little bit off the beaten track. I'm going to try and stick to the straight and narrow, as it were, even though it's not straight. It's not particularly narrow. It'd be nice to ride a bike around here, but as you can probably see, I'm just walking. I can imagine in the heat of the day, this stretch of path would be very welcome for the shade that the trees provide. You can hear the birds sing, of course. You know, I love how trees kind of point you up to the heavens. They point you up above to their creator. On a breezy day, the trees kind of clap their hands, as it were, in celebration of the one who made them. Very, very beautiful, very inspiring. And of course, as you can probably hear, the birds are singing praise to God, as far as I understand it. I have sadly spotted a bit more litter, because a few people haven't taken their rubbish home. But never mind, it's barely a dark cloud in the sky. Very bright day. I know we're in the shade here because the sun's just rising, but it is actually a very sunny day. I know it looks a bit grey on my screen, but the skies are pretty much blue. It's just because it's early in the morning that they haven't brightened up so much. Pardon me, I've just burped because I had breakfast very early and I'm probably getting quite hungry now. So I'm probably going to nip back, get some snacks, and then hit work, go to work for the day. I know they're technically weeds, these plants, but it's nice to see some flowers as well by the side of the path. We're coming out of the woods now. We're going to have a really nice view of the lake in a minute. You can just about, well, I can just about see it up ahead, but it's just a bright blur on my screen, but it will become clearer. Let's have a look. So I probably will go in a minute, but please feel free to say hi in the comments. I'll be very welcome. Have a little chat, a little dialogue, a little conversation. A little pigeon just flew up there, startled it. There's a lovely view, look at that. There's some geese, so I'm not going to get too close because they'll probably attack me. We've got a little beach there on the lake side. It'd be really good for a barbecue. I'm just heading back round to the service station now, which is where my car's parked. You can hear the traffic starting to pick up. The path is starting to open out, it's getting a bit more open now. But feel free to say hi in the comments, have a little chat with me if you like. But as I enter civilization, I'm probably going to say goodbye soon, because I don't want to do a live stream in front of other people, because they might not want me to. So I kind of respect people's privacy. Obviously, if someone was to walk past me, I would just suddenly say goodbye, but it's very quiet, sadly. Not sadly for me, but for everyone else who's missing out on this beautiful walk in real life. It's a shame really that they're not walking from the service station round a lake for 20 minutes and then carrying on their journeys, instead of just sitting in a cafe, getting some snacks, having a coffee. Well, I'm nearly back at this service station now. Let me just check the time. I'm cutting it a bit fine for work, but hey ho, I've still got half an hour and I'm only like 5 minutes away. I need to get some snacks myself in case I get more work than I'm expecting. Someone said, am I the Haaland is the Antichrist nutter? No, I think Erling Haaland was born in Leeds, which is where I am right now. So I like Erling Haaland. He's a great footballer. I'm pretty sure he's not the Antichrist. I think someone will be a kind of final Antichrist, but I don't think it's Erling Haaland, to be totally honest. Obviously being English, no, that's not me. I think someone was just being a bit trollish, because obviously the English don't like Norway, because we're about to beat them in the World Cup, hopefully. I think Haaland is such a good player that he's probably going to get a couple of goals, but hopefully Kane gets a goal, Bellingham gets a goal, and hopefully we win. I think it's just the English. The English are very anti-Norway at the moment because the English are about to play Norway in the World Cup. But it's not me. I quite like Erling Haaland. He's a great striker. Seems a nice guy. So I'm just getting back to the service station now. So I'm going to say bye for now. God bless. And maybe see you some other time. Yeah, most of us in England are half Viking as it is. Right, see ya. Bye.